Good afternoon, everyone who has tuned into today's webinar. My name is Balungi Anita, and I would like to take a few minutes of your time, like only 5 minutes, to introduce to you the Graduate Professional Apprenticeship Program before we engage with the rest of the panelists who are going to discuss the theme for today. So, what is the Graduate Professional Apprenticeship Program? Okay, so about GPAP, which is the Graduate Professional Apprenticeship Program, which is basically a reskilling program that provides a hands-on experience to graduates, career trainers, university students on a monthly basis at TechBuzz Hub. What we do, the reason why we give GPAP is because we want to offer the participants the experience and knowledge as well as to close the gap in their skills to access work wherever they may be going. And how we do it is by engaging the participants full-time on-job experience, and it is experiential in nature, meaning that you get to learn while you're working. We offer this program with the duration of gaining a minimum of 2 years experience in under 3 months. And it is ideal for job readiness and navigating workplace hierarchy. So we offer this program to 5 people per cohort. Yes. And we started this program since 2017 with 130 alumni from 12 cohorts with a 96% completion rate. So this is so far our case study in a period of 10 years, a decade of how the number of graduates and the number of jobs available are displayed. So in retrospect, the number of unemployed is 3.3 million Ugandans. How? Because we have 4 million graduates graduating in the total of the past decade, but over the past decade, we have had 700,000 jobs available. And this is through credible sources such as the Daily Monitor, the Uganda Observer, and also New Vision, how we came up with these statistics. Why should you join the GPAP program? We offer mentorship, and it is through mentorship you will gain employable skills that are competitive on the job market. We offer coaching and support through getting hands-on experience in the chosen field, making you an attractive candidate, as well as networking opportunities such as exposure, where you get to connect with like-minded individuals, potentially leading to valuable connections and mentorship, as well as personal growth. So to develop soft skills such as communication and teamwork to benefit your careers as well as fast track employment. So these are one of the testimonials from one of our alumni, the ones who have gone through the GPAP program. We have Bess Bosinje and Alinda Rutaraka as one of the testimonials that we have highlighted. And just to give a brief quotation from one of them, Alinda said that I didn't know how to market content after creating it, but through the program, I learned how to strategize, plan my task, optimize it for SEO, as well as design presentations, and as well as teamwork. So these are also our one of the comments that we had from previous sessions on our YouTube channel. Just to highlight here from Eric Cheyune that I followed your mentorship sessions and found them insightful, especially on practical skills. Just to also see through, this is our cohort 3 alumni. This is cohort 3, just to show you brief introduction of all of them. Yes. And who is JPAP's best fit? The students, graduates, and career changers. The students, you're gaining valuable work experience. For graduates, it's to bridge the gap between academia workforce to increase higher chances. And as well as career changers, to acquire role-based training and onboarding to advance your career. So, under the GPAP, we have departments or different spaces where we offer career mentorship and support. So these are the departments that are under the program. We have human resource, accounting and finance, digital marketing, sales and marketing, software engineering, proposal writing and fundraising, multimedia and production, as well as research and projects. These are the current departments that we have currently under the GPAP program. So these are also our promotion materials. Yes, and also to give a White's main quote, tell me I forget, teach me and I remember. As well as involve me and I learn. This is from none other than from Benjamin Franklin. So what from this quote, GPAP provides hands-on experience, making learning more effective and lasting. That is I would like to say the philosophy or one of the core principles that we abide by with GPAP. So under as you can see here, we have discounts. So currently, the GPAP program to sign up, as you know, it is a paid for program, meaning that you have to pay for the program. So to sign up, it is at 2.5 million Ugandan shillings. However, if you are to recommend a person, from your available networks, you get a 10% discount upon through recommendation if you've recommended somebody. And of course, we have the webinars, which are actually free. The ones that you are attending today are absolutely free, where you can attend as well as invite colleagues. So, GPAP, as I said, is a hands-on experience offering you a minimum of 2 years of experience in 3 months to leapfrog your career to excellence with mentorship, coaching, exposure, connections, and competitiveness to get jobs faster. Yes. So in case if you are interested in joining the Graduate Professional Apprenticeship Program, feel free to apply to our website and our available contacts as expressed here on the screen so that we can be able to help you leapfrog into career excellence.
Thank you very much, Anita. We shall be proceeding straight into our webinar of the day. I request Anita to share her screen. All right.
Good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining in this webinar this afternoon. We're happy to have you here. My name is May Opondo. Together with two other colleagues, we shall be taking you through this webinar this afternoon. The question is, whether you are an HR person or you are a CEO or you are an innovator, would like to know the cultures in which we operate, We would like to know the people that we deal with or work with or hire to work for us in our institutions. I would like to know, do you know what exactly drives the performance of your institution as a CEO, as an HR personnel, or as an innovator, as an entrepreneur? So therein drives the theme of the day, which is the perspective of the HR function in an organization or a business. So for any of us here, do we know the cultures that we conform or our organization conform to? Or do we know the kind of people that we hire or that we have hired? Do we understand them quite well to know that besides the policies that we are implementing or we have in place? So for the people that, as I was saying, the people that we have into our institutions, we need to be able to know who exactly we have. Our mandate as the HR function is people. So anything that drives the people, that shapes the culture, that shows the kind of people that we have in our institutions is why we are here this afternoon. As an organization, what is it that drives your performance? Are the people that you've hired in your institution or that you intend to hire, are you aware that they need to be in the know of the KPIs, which are the key performance indicators that you look into or that will speak into your data to know whether you're actually performing or not as an institution, or the people that you've hired, are they able to know that they are performing to meet the organizational goals and objectives or not? Vincent says here, the company has no culture. Thank you for your comment. And I think as we drive deeper into the webinar, we shall be able to learn and understand more about what we mean by the company culture. Vincent has said everything depends on the manager. Once he is away, everyone chills, no appraisals. Thank you so much for that comment. It speaks more to us, especially if you're talking about culture and the people and the performance. Please meet the other speakers into this session, Anita Balunji and Daphne Ayeval. So HR perceptions in the job. What are our perceptions about HR? Most of us have different perceptions about what the HR function is. And some of the perceptions are herein identified as people think HR just handles letters, contracts, and the payroll. You can jot down in your comment your perception in the comment section, your perception about the HR function in an organization. We shall be reading them out. Vincent has mentioned HR is the liaison officer between staff and management. Thank you very much. Sylvia has said companies, organizations are shaped by the kind of people working in it. If it's a multicultural organization, IGI regional, an international organization, they will take the culture in it. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Grace says HR helps with the people component of an organization. Thank you so much, Grace. Arthur says, I perceive HR as a people manager handling work relationships and the well-being of staff. Thank you so much. These are some of the perceptions that we have as per the comment section. And there are many other perceptions that we are going to unpack as we go on through the session. Some other people think or perceive HR is the hire and fire department. Others think HR protects the company and not the employees. And one of us has mentioned it here already. Others think HR is an administration department and not a business partner. We can now go into the reality of what the human resource function is. What is the reality of the human resource? As we continue with the reality of HR, we continue to see that HR is no longer just about firing and hiring. It's instead a strategic partner where we see it embedded in the business units. And with this, we mean that the business as an entity can have many cohorts which we can refer to as departments. And HR is there to see that there is team cohesion in all the departments, and all the departments in an institution are able to deliver accordingly as a team. We see to it that HR is a culture keeper. And with this, we see that HR guides the values of the institution. HR is the anchor of ethics in any institution. And with this, we see that HR is also inclusive, even during the hiring processes. HR is able to be inclusive enough and diverse enough to know that people are of different cultures, people are of different character traits. So HR is able to not only look at the technical capabilities and competences of the individual, but also look into the character trait of the person. Is this person able to fit into our team? Is this person able to listen or follow instruction? What are the values of this person? So the HR function, even at the hiring phase, they're able to identify, are we able to bring in the right people that speak to our organizational values? And we also continue to see that HR is a change agent. And with this, we see that it's able to lead the transformations of the business. It's able to guide through the data that they usually gather, through the metrics that they usually gather, that data or the analytics that HR uses is able to give them the synergy to make or to govern the institution with data-driven decisions. As we proceed to the next area, I would like to invite my other colleague, Anita, to take us from here.
Thank you very much, May, for introducing to us the HR function to an organization. I appreciate your contribution. And in this section of the session, we are going to go through the core functions of the human resource in general. So we have talent acquisition, learning and development, performance management, compensation and benefits, employee relations, and as well as HR strategy. So when we talk about talent acquisition, we are looking at attracting and assessing the right people into your organization or business. So when someone says, because as an HR profession, you get to realize that you are the entry point of acquiring talent. You need to know who and why and what they can offer, the value that they can offer to this business. It also works in favor of the employee because you also need to assess yourself as a person, which organization would you aligns with your values or aligns with what you can do in your field of expertise. And when you go to learning and development, under this core function, we are looking at how you are building the skills of employees that can be able to be applied today or even in the future. As I already said to myself, that learning is a continuous process. It's a continuous process in almost everything that we do in society. So as an HR professional, you have to engage with your employees, how you can build the available skills that are able to be competitive. Then when we look at performance management, we are talking about setting goals. Of course, as you may have heard before while we're engaging in the session at the beginning, when May talked about KPIs. key performance indicators. As an HR professional, you have to set goals, realistic goals. We have talked, there are things that at school where you talk about realistic, measurable. Yes. On top of goals, under performance management, you're providing feedback. Yes, you'll be setting appraisals and all that, but it comes with feedback because you want to see your employees as developing and striving higher, and also in terms of driving accountability. Yes, in case if a person or somebody is lacking in a certain area, you have to bring it forward to them and like, listen, we have seen how you've been performing for the past month or the past 2 months. We realize you're lacking in this area. What is happening? So that all goes under like performance management. Then we go under compensation and benefits. When we talk about compensation and benefits, as an HR professional, you want to design fair, competitive, and motivating total reward structures. In this case, in the HR space, or if you're trying to be familiar with the HR space, you want to get acquainted or familiarize with the Employment Act. Because under this Employment Act, you're going to look at these the benchmark for compensation and benefits, So, but what I would say under this compensation and benefits is that on the side of the employer, you have to be fair. You have to be fair in a way that you are compensating these employees fairly. But also at the same time, from the employee side, you have to also sit down with yourself and say that, am I contributing enough to this organization that I can say I am worth this, let's say, amount of money, or these or the benefits that they have highlighted, So it's more of a two-way street when you look at under this core function. Yes. So under employee relations, of course, employee relations, we talk about the conflict resolution, how you manage conflicts. Conflicts will be there in a way, one way or the other, but it is your role to be like, okay, how am I able to sit down and resolve this, And also under employee relations, we talk about well-being and a healthy, safe workplace. So we're still talking about the HR strategy and analytics. As an HR professional, it is ideal that you are a business strategist and you are using data. And how are you using this data to make a business aligned decision? It is through using that data from appraisals, how you'll be able to make sure that business goals are achieved. So as I'm concluding, just to take you to backtrack a bit, we're talking about HR as a strategic partner. And not only are you, yes, we're seeing, oh, yes, you're the strategic partner, you are looking at all of this, looking at the future, but then you also have to realize you're also still the administrative expert. So there's a bit of balance of both. And this is through HR processes and compliance and ensuring efficient delivery. And of course, last but not least, you are the employee champion, the advocate for the employees.
Thank you, Ms. Anita, and thank you, May, for the presentation. I am Ayora Daffin, and as Ms. May explained, HR is made up of managing human resources. So I'll be covering the human resource part of the human resources. So I'm explaining the culture. When May was explaining, someone said the company has no culture. But every organization has culture, even though it doesn't seem like culture. Culture is the norm on is the day-to-day life of how things operate in a certain organization. So the culture, psychological safety is the mind and behavior of the people. HR is in charge of making people very comfortable in the workplace by providing safety, so psychological safety for its employees. And we have diversity, equity, and inclusion, which caters to people who have impairments. Like when May was explaining, she said those with impairments, you can enable your captions. So HR is there to make sure that everyone in the company is included and there is no segregation for people with impairment. And mental health and well-being of the people who are working in the HR department. Like organizing team building activities where people share and their opinions are heard. So I'll explain the challenges facing HR today. There is a talent shortage, hybrid and remote work, AI and automation, then raising employee expectations. I'll explain talent shortages first. There is a skill gap in HR in the current working environment. Some people just learned the theoretical part, they didn't learn with the practical part, so their work does not align with the core values of HR, and that's where the grad professionals come in, the GPAP program, where we offer upskilling of graduates, and we have networks in place that can help the graduates get places to work in. The other points of hybrid and remote work, the work environment is changing. HR had been trained to handle people that are working on site, but now with hybrid and remote working, there have to be systems put in place to help guide people on guide HR promote performance of the employees who are not working on site by introducing apps that can track the performance of the employees off-site. That's where AI and automation comes from. AI, we can use AI bots to train and reskill the employees. Enter the bots, they can give people guidelines, instructions on how to operate. Because AI is AI, it doesn't know, it just knows knowledge. Okay, you can inject the knowledge. We as you're the one to put the restrictions on what is ethical and what is not. And which in turn improves risk employee expectations, because when you can track the performance and you can listen to the people and tell them what to expect and what they are dealing with, it can help you improve on the way the work is being done. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Daphne, for the part of the session. And I will be taking you through the last part and as we are concluding. So now we will be discussing the future of the HR function. We have looked at the present, but now we have to look at the future. So what is currently right now in the HR function is digital HR, digitization of HR information systems, as well as self-service portals. I'll give you an example of the HR systems. We have ERP Next and Zoho People that I have at least I have acquainted myself with. And what we are seeing soon, or what we're seeing coming up in this case, is predictive analytics. When we're talking of predictive analytics, this time we are talking about data. What data, how to predict skills gaps and also performance trends. So we are currently seeing that in organizations that, of course, it will soon become a common field in the HR function. And what is currently coming up, or what is next, is the AI Copilot. We are now seeing some organizations helping in having AI assisted hiring, where now and we see this a lot in, the application tracking system. Some organizations, of course, they prompt the AI to help in hiring, selecting candidates, what criteria they need, as well as in helping in adaptive learning. Then we have now the future. What is coming is the HR and AI teaming up. So what would that mean? It would mean the amalgamation of using of HR and AI. Basically, we are seeing HR as the ethics anchor in an automated workplace. So it is basically the teaming up with AI, or in this case, advanced technologies. So in this current day, what should we look at? The HR professional is not the person who thrives. It's the person who thrives if they combine deep human empathy or lifting up of ethics alongside with analytics and technological confidence. You have to find a way to be adaptive. Yes, and this goes for both, not only the employer, but the employees. So as we are concluding, as just a keynote to put, we see HR as a strategic and human-centered function. So yes, as much as we're talking numbers, you also have to put the human aspect, just as Daphne had explained in her part of the session. Culture and people are your greatest competitive advantage. You are the advocate for culture and people. And if you combine data and empathy, we're going to have a bright future in regards to the HR function as it is. Thank you very much. And that marks the end of the session.
Thank you very much, Anita. It's been a wonderful session of learning everything human resource today. And I want to thank you, our participants who decided to join us this day. I want to believe that we have gotten new perspectives, amazing perspectives, things that certainly we have not studied from school. We have had a feel of the practical side of human resource, and that is how we need to practice human resource. Should you have any extra information you need to learn, feel free to send in questions through our contact. I will share it. I'll share it on the chat. But thank you, and we will be happy to see you next week when we are discussing yet another theme. Maybe it could be another area of the workplace. I'm not sure, it won't be human resource, but maybe it could be another space that is very exciting to be part of. And should you want to check out other themes we have covered in the past, we have a whole database of videos on YouTube that you can also freely engage or jump onto. You want to learn about current trends of remote working, or you want to shift from physical working to remote working, or that the 10 most demanded skills globally, all that is available in our videos on YouTube. With that, I want to thank you once again and wish you a very wonderful day today.